All right, we are live. And we are going to be opening today 1990 Score Series 2 football. Looking for the Jeff George rookie card. Before we get started, and before we get people in here on the replay, we'll show you guys tomorrow. We will be opening up 1991 World League Pro Set cards. Both of these boxes, today and tomorrow, were purchased at Game Time Sports Cards and Collectibles here in Albuquerque, so we want to thank those guys. Next month, we will be opening 1991 Pro Set Series 1. A hobby box of that. 1991 Pro Set Series 1, as well as the 1991 Series 2 Pro Set Platinum. That should be interesting. Pro Set Platinum. Was there a chance at doing a higher end product? Next week, we are on to basketball. And next week, we will be opening NBA basketball from Topps from 1993-94, Series 2, as well as 2017-2018 Donruss. This one has the possibility of an autograph or a memorabilia card in the box. That one should be good as well. I believe our baseball video has the prices on those. Went to some shops today. Did some antique mall shopping with my mother-in-law, and got some good stuff. So can't wait to show that off for next week. So yeah, we're gonna do Score 1990 Series 2. Looking for Jeff George. Excuse me here. Just gonna give it a few more minutes. We do have a sponsor for this video, so just gonna give it a few more minutes as we wait to see if they will show up to the stream. Get you a little better view here. There we go. We posted a Everybody's Golf video. Everybody's Golf had a international tournament, so I was competing in that. C. Rogers, how you doing? How you doing? I was waiting for you to show up. All right, so we do have a sponsor today. C. Rogers gets both the top left and the top right of this box. Like I said, we're looking for the Jeff George rookie card. I was just explaining what we're doing next week and next month for football. So let's get started opening up this 1990 Score Series 2. Series 2 has Jeff George as well as Bill Romanowski. It also has a bunch of the subsets. It has a Hall of Famer subset, a Record Breaker subset, All-Pro, Ground Force, Rocket Man, whatever that is. I believe that might be throwers, and a Crunch Crew. So we'll see what that is. I don't know what Crunch Crew is going to be, but we'll find out. But yeah, we are looking for Jeff George. Basketball is next week. World League football cards tomorrow. Look at this box. All right, those are the cards. C. Rogers are getting top left and top right. So we're going to start with the bottom right here. Bottom right. 1990 Score, Series 2. 660 cards in the entire set. We are getting cards 331 through 660. There was a rookie and traded set in this that had Emmitt Smith. So first card, Raven Caldwell, Washington Redskins. Johnny Hector with the Jets. Ozzie Newsome, GM for the Ravens. Ozzie Newsome. John Telchik. Ron Holmes. A lot of different colors. A lot of lines in the borders here. Typical score. All Pro card, Joe Montana. That one's very nice. Joe Montana, a long-time San Francisco 49er and ended up being a Chief. Jerry Rice alongside him, back-to-back 49ers, Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. Apparently the Chiefs-Steeler game tonight has been delayed by weather. Buck Buchanan, Hall of Famer. That's another subset here. Eric Martin. Mark Duper, part of that great Miami wide receiving core with Dan Marino. David Wyman. Am I coming in too loud, C. Rogers? Anthony Thompson, rookie card. Harold Green, rookie card. Mike Jones. Gary Hodgeboom. And Leo Lewis. So it looks like we're getting a lot of the subsets. 3 rookies at the end. You could win a trip to Super Bowl 25 with Hall of Famer Franco Harris. That would have been awesome. Watch a Super Bowl game with Franco Harris. All right, Buccaneers in their orange sickle uniforms. Got Paul Gruber. Michael Walter, 49ers. Johnny Meads. Louis Billups. Mike Rozier. He was a good runner with the Oilers. Jerry Rice, another All-Pro card. We got that one in the last one. Going to try to get the glare off of here. There we go. That seems to be a little better. Do we have a card with that? Steve Largent, record breaker. Yep. I think this was when he was getting his 100 touchdowns. Bo Jackson, record breaker. That one's a very nice one. Love getting some Bo cards. Ricky Sanders, Washington Redskins. Troy Benson. Perry Kemp. Yeah, Bo. Bo was great, man. Jimmy Jones. I felt bad for Marcus Allen, but they had 2 of the great runners in the game. Like Marcus Allen spent a year being his fullback, and it just sucked probably for him. Leo Lewis, he got on the bad side of Al Davis and just never recovered. They ended up shipping him to Kansas City. He had a couple good more years, and yeah, I always felt bad for him. Kevin Mack, Cleveland Browns. Leonard Marshall, Hall of Famer, I believe. Bruce Colley. Mike Schuler. Danny Copeland. Dean Biasucci. Hall of Fame card, Franco Harris. There's the man. Could have been watching the Super Bowl with Franco Harris. Tom Newberry, All-Pro. John Elway, Hot Gun card. Missed that subset. Hot Gun, John Elway. That is very nice. Let's see what the back looks like. He had a rating of 73.7. Maurice Carthen. Heath Sherman. There's the Bill Romanowski. Bill Romanowski was one of the rookie cards in this set, along with Jeff George. Yeah, the Elway's nice, man. Romanowski, outside linebacker, ended up playing for the Raiders as well. That's his card. Keith Sims, rookie card. Tony Casillas, he ended up being all right. Jim Burt. And Keena Turner. Not Tina, but Keena. All right. Patriots are playing. NFL Network's kind of going in on it every now and then, but Kevin Green. Always remember the NFL films where he's like freaking out. And that was like the best. Sammy Smith. I think the sun's coming down, so it's like making it all weird right here. Sorry about that. John L. Williams. Mike Wise. I think if I get my head in the way, there we go. Mike Wise. Greg Townsend. Remember him being a great defensive end with the Raiders. Butch Roll. Randall Cunningham hot gun card. I used to love watching Randall. Dean Steincooler. Derek Kennard. Vince Buck. Ron Cox. Fresno State Bulldogs. Dexter Carter. Sammy Winder. Reggie Rutland. And Neil Smith. Neil Smith is a very nice card. He spent a lot of years with the Kansas City Chiefs before going to the Denver Broncos and winning a Super Bowl with them. That's a very nice card as well. Yeah, Cunningham was great, man. He had a great arm. A lot of people forget the cannon he had. He could throw 70 yards and be on the money. They just never let him do it. Mark Logan. Anthony Carter. Stanley Morgan, not the real estate. Hardy Nickerson. I always remember liking Hardy Nickerson. I don't know why. I just did. Ron Rivera. Look at this. Coach of the Carolina Panthers. His playing day cards with the Chicago Bears. Mike Quick. Great name for a wide receiver. He was on it. All right. Jay Hilgenberg, All-Pro. Bruce Matthews, longtime Oiler, and I believe he ended up with the Titans when they moved. I don't know if he retired before that. Cedric Jones. Keith Van Horn. Burn Brostech rookie card. Tim Ryan. Another Ron Cox. Jim Burt. Sean Jones. And Dan Pike. About halfway through the first stack here. Preseason, nobody's really playing anybody. A couple of the teams are doing their starters for like one series. It's not going to get serious till like the fourth game. Right now, they're just evaluating talent. Once they do the cut to 53, that's when they'll start playing everybody. Ernest Gibbons. Ricky Jackson. Ernest Gibbons, man, he was another one that was just really, really good. Helps to have Warren Moon throwing you the ball. Guy McIntyre. Perry Williams. Randy Grimes. Got some all-pro cards coming up. Tim Harris. Rod Woodson, very nice. Rod Woodson, Pittsburgh Steelers. John Grimsley. Steve Sewell, he was great too. I remember him, and was it Atwater or Sewell that crushed Christian Okoye? I'm pretty sure it was Sewell, but it might have been Atwater. Okoye, man, he ran through the hole one time, nobody around, and either Sewell or Atwater crushed him, and to me, he was never the same after that. Cragen, I always remember hated these guys. They would come to the Coliseum, and it would always be close. It would always come down to the last play. Larry Kelm and Danny Villa. Yeah, Steve Atwater. I knew it was one of the two. Classic, man. We'll never forget that. He was just coming through the hole, and Atwater just like stopped him in his tracks. I think he even went backwards on that one, and it was just never the same for him. Mark Robinson with the Bucks. Pierce Holt again. Tim Brown, great Raider, long time. Still love watching that guy. Always wanted one of his jerseys, but never got to it. Al Baker. Ken Sims. Tom Newberry. Everett, man. I always remember that clip with him in Rome when he's calling him Chris. It was insane at the time. Gary Zimmerman. Jeff Gossett, punter with the Raiders. Starowski, 2 punter hits in a row. Look at that. Pretty soon we'll be getting a punter relic here. Andre Waters. Florida State, Peter Tom Willis. Don't remember you at all, Peter Tom. Greg McMurdy. Blair Thomas. Tony Eason. This guy, man. All right, Don Griffin and another Danny Villa. 2 packs left on the bottom right here. Yeah, the NFL was coming into it, 25th anniversary. The Bills are starting their dominance and their Super Bowl runs. Troy Strafford. I said, for the baseball and these guys, I always feel bad for these guys. Like, these things were so overproduced that even if you had a good career, Reggie White, All-Pro, with his Eagle days before he went to the Packers. Reggie White was awesome to watch. Trying to get in the way of this light here so it's not like shining right on the card. All right, there we go. Barry Sanders All-Pro card. That's an awesome one. Used to love watching some Barry Sanders. Had like the most negative yard runs ever, but when he broke him, he broke him. Jerry Gray, All-Pro. Mark Ingram. Duron Cherry. Yeah, Barry. Barry was great. Norm Johnson. Always remember being so mad that he retired. Alexander Wright. James Williams. Another Blair Thomas. Darren Nelson. Aaron Cox. And Mike Webster. Yeah, I was so mad when he retired. It wasn't even me or the team that I liked, but I remember Mike and Barry. He was great. He would make people miss and make them look silly, man. I think he was the first one breaking ankles out there. Then they put him with Scott Mitchell, and it was just, that was the end of the Detroit. Like, they got to the playoffs a couple times, but Scott Mitchell, I remember Megatron. Such a great player, and he just, wasted away in Detroit. I loved watching the Detroit Lions back in the day, and especially when they had, I can't remember his name now, but okay, I'll think of it. Berline, Tyrone Braxton, Brent Williams, Anthony Munoz. When he's not making Modelo commercials, he was a Cincinnati Bengal offensive tackle. Keith Jackson, great tight end, Keith Jackson. Sterling Sharp, brother to Shannon Sharp, ended up having a neck injury that shortened his career. Perry Kemp, Spielman, that's who it is, Spielman, yep. I knew you would get it. Zimmerman, Keith McCants. Yeah, Herman Moore was awesome. Eric Green, he ended up being good. James Williams, Rob McGovern. Haywood Jeffries, there's the other side of the wide receiver core for the Oilers, and Jonathan Hayes. That rounds out the bottom right. Just going to put these away real quick. Still looking for Jeff George. Jeff George, another one, man. Cannon of an arm. Could never get it going. I don't know if it was his attitude, the way he just did things, his leadership style. Who knows? But Had a couple good years, great years with the Falcons. Rison was good. Him and his battles with Dion. All right, so we are going bottom left now. Bottom left here. Roy Green. Michael Brooks. Yeah, Jeff was with the Raiders for a while, and he just, I don't know. He reminds me of the home run derby this year with Vladdy Jr. Like everybody was like, "Oh, Vladdy Jr.'s doing this and he's doing that," and Jock Peterson was doing the exact same thing, and everybody was like, "Oh, I can't believe how awesome Vladdy Jr. is," and they were hardly saying anything about Peterson, even though he was matching him. Scott Davis, Vince Lombardi card. This one's pretty nice. I like this one. Lombardi, the legend. It's a great. I think they have that in the Hall of Fame. It's a painting of him. Mark Carrier, Randall Cunningham, his regular card. This one's very good. 21 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. They really never let him, like, I don't know. Reggie Williams, Keith Van Horn, John Roper, rookie Fred Washington, Orwell Gardner, Kerry Conklin, Otis Anderson, MVP of the Super Bowl, and the Fridge, William Perry, baby, Fridge Perry. He was dominant for quite a few years, and then it just kind of fell off. I don't know if everything just got to him. The whole team just, for a little bit there, just, that 4-6 was so great that year, and then they just really couldn't do it after that. Okay, we're going on. Next pack. So my fantasy football draft is Tuesday. I'm thinking the top 3 are going to be a mix between, in every fantasy league this year, is going to be between Kamara, the Fritz, you got your action figure. That's so awesome. That's great. So it's going to be Patrick Mahomes, Alvin Kamara, and then one other running back I was thinking of that everybody's just going to go 1, 2, 3 on. David Galloway. Ray Horton upside down here. Ozzie Newsome again. Teltruck Carrier's a Rocket Man. Andre Reed, oh, he was so great too. He was so over the middle, just making people miss. Sterling Sharp. Brian Hinkle. Mike Ken. Joe Prokop. Dennis Brown is. Am I wrong? Is there a fighter called Prokop? I could have swore I saw. I don't know if it was UFC or if it was one of the other ones where there was a Prokop. He was pretty good. All right. I was on break at work the other day, and they had Ace Ventura on, and it was the laces out moment with Dan Marino, and a chick was saying Dan Marino should burn in hell. It was funny. And I always laugh at that part. I don't know. I don't even know if she knew what she was saying. Don Warren, Chip Lowmiller, Ken Sims, Chris Chandler with the Colts. Don't remember that, but apparently it did happen. Mark Lee, Crunch Crew. This is our first Crunch Crew. Carl Mecklenburger. I remember hating the heck out of this guy. Herschel Walker, Ground Force. After that infamous trade, he was never the same after that. Like, he went downhill so fast, it wasn't even funny. Mike Singletary, another Crunch Crew member. Harris Barton. Mark Bortz. Eric Martin. Steve Broussard. He was okay. Mike Fox. Gerald Williams. And what? Derek Thomas. Very awesome. Very awesome. Derek Thomas, number 500. Why is this card not celebrated? Like, this looks like his rookie card. And it's Derek Thomas. I'm putting that one aside. Derek Thomas gone too soon as well. That car crash. Just crazy. They were in a hurry to get to the airport. That other guy that got hurt this year, he was in an accident and he had to have his arm severed, amputated. My guess is that he had his arm hanging out the window when the accident happened. That's the only way I could see that happening. He had his arm hanging out the window. You know, you put your arm outside the window, and the car hit him right there. Mickey Schuler, Danny Copeland, Otis Anderson, ground force, Herschel Walker again, another hot gun, Randall Cunningham, Doug Smith, Chet Brooks, Mike Wilcher, rookies, Tim Ryan again, James Williams, a couple Fresno State guys in this rookie class. That's awesome. Hodgeboom and Leo Lewis. So the Jay Sternberger that we pulled from the value pack the other day, I put it on eBay, and it had like 8 watchers on it. I did it for like 7 days. It still has like 6 days left, and I was at work yesterday, and I got a message from somebody saying that they were interested in just buying the card. So I think the starting bid was like $1.10. Tim Irwin, EJ Jr. So I messaged him back. Ooh, Art Monk, Rocket Man. I remember liking Art Monk. See what the Rocket Man one looks like. All right, that's the back of that one. Anthony Munoz again. Yeah, so the starting bid was like $1.10. So I looked up the recently sold listings, since it is a parallel, and I believe like most of them were going for like $20. He told me how he was a huge Packer fan and wanted to just buy the card. There were not any bids on it, so I messaged him back and I was like, I'd be willing to talk to you about a price. Let me know what's good for you, but I'm not going to be able to do like $1.10. That's just what the starting bid was. And I sent him a picture of the other stuff that was sold already. And I think I went back to work. Nick Lowry, Chiefs, Tim Brown again. This is his regular card. I don't know if we got his regular card or the other one. And when I came back, there was a bid on the item, and he had messaged me back with a price as well. So I had to tell him that I'm sorry, somebody has bid on it. Had they not bid on it, I would have taken the price that he gave me. John Elway. Hot gun card. David Fulcher. Ronnie Lott, all pro. Ronnie Lott actually cut off the rest of his pinky because I think it was fractured or compound fractured. And he had the team doctor cut off the rest of his finger so that he could keep playing. Tim Spencer. Eugene Lockhart. Leroy Butler, rookie card. I don't know why this one isn't listed on there. He was pretty good with the Green Bay Packers. Put that one aside too. Mark Carrier, Keena Turner, and Fred Strickland. Yeah, so I felt really bad because I was going to give him whatever his price was. Like, I just wanted him to come up with a fair price. Other than like $1.10. And I would have sent it to him. But by the time we came back, there was already a bid because there were 8 watchers, so I wasn't just going to give it for like $1.10. Mark Logan, Anthony Carter. I'm sure he doesn't believe me. I'm sure he thinks I'm the one that put on the bid, but that was absolutely not true. I did message him back later and told him that I do ABQ, SCNC, and we give away all the cards, and I offered to give him a different card. I think it was the whatever numbered Packer one we got the other day. Nobody had said that they wanted it, so I was going to give him that one if he didn't win the auction at the price that he gave me. Jesse Sapolu. So if you're watching, guy, I don't know if you're watching or not. Sorry about that, but somebody had bid on it. I wasn't going to. Percy Snow, class of 1990, Fred Washington, and Jimmy Jones. I wasn't going to end the auction if somebody had already put a bid on it. All right, 2 packs left on the bottom left. Yeah, well, I felt bad. Like I was gonna do the price and had right Percy Snow. Percy Snow, Spartan. Why did it not show that? Where'd you go, Percy? There were no sponsors for this one, so I'll put this one aside for you, Percy Snow. I know you like your MSU guys. Leonard Marshall. Yeah, so like I would have taken whatever. Like if he would have said $5, I probably would have given it to him. If he'd have said $10, just as long as it wasn't like $1.10. But then by the time we came back, somebody bid on it. So Jerry Gray, All Pro. Albert Lewis, All Pro card. Pro Cop again. Is he the brother to Eric Snow? That's awesome. Did not know that. Reggie Rembert. Another Percy Snow. Look at this. This is the Percy Snow stack. Richmond Webb. Maurice Hurst. Fontenot. Matt Millen. Ended up being what, the 0-16 GM for the Lions. He was talking. He was like John Gruden. He was on TV, being an analyst, talking all kinds of stuff about how teams should do this, teams should do that. And the Lions gave him a chance, made him a GM, and he ended up going 0-16. One more pack for this bottom right, or the bottom left, I believe is what we're on. Mark Robinson, Pierce Holt, another Tim Brown, Sammy Martin, Chris Martin, Andre Reed, Rocket Man, Albert Lewis, Sewell again, Mark Bort, Tim Manoa, Cortez Kennedy. This is one of the ones that were okay in here. Mike Bellamy, I remember really liking him. Daryl Thompson, Al Harris, Mike Webster, and Don Mosbar, a long time, I believe, center for the Raiders in LA. All right, so like I mentioned, C. Rogers, yeah, worst GM ever, absolutely. C. Rogers has the top left and the top right. Which one do you want to do first, brother? Top left or top right? Your choice. We're going to get to them both, but you can choose which one we're doing first. Top right it is. All right. Top right, C. Rogers. All right, we'll keep them in the order they were. So tomorrow is World League 1991 inaugural edition. I was telling everybody earlier that I did go to some shops today, antique malls, and picked up some stuff. Can't wait to show you guys that. Michael Brooks. I did pick up another box of the 14, 15, I believe is what it was. The same box we got last time. That was the serial number hot box for the basketball. So that'll be next month, as we already have the ones for this month covered. Carl Zander, Scott Davis, Freeman McNeil, Mark Carrier, Randall Cunningham. There you go. There's a Randall. Eddie Murray, not the baseball player, but the kicker, Eddie Murray. Perry Kemp, Fonso Carricker, Tony Jordan, Lamar Lathan. He was okay, if I remember right, for a couple years. Tony Casillas, Terry Wooden, Bucky Scribner, and Pat Beach. First pack for C. Rogers on the top right. Next up, Raven Caldwell. I think that this was the first card we pulled out of this box. Johnny Hector, Bruce Reimers, Butch Roll, Lawyer Tillman. Got a Crunch Crew, Carl Mecklenburger, Herschel Walker, Crunch Crew, Singletary, Duron Cherry, Ricky Natil, he was okay for a few years, Bobby Butler, Mike Jones, tight end, another tight end, Eric Green, I remember he was okay, Anthony Johnson, Michael Ball, and Walker Lee Ashley. Yeah, so we'll see if that guy responds. That was last night, and he still hasn't messaged me back. So as of now, I think there were like 3 bids on that card. I'm sure he's pissed that I wouldn't take his money, and I would have loved to. Like, he offered more than what it's being bid for right now. But Eddie Brown ended up being pretty good for the Bengals for a few years before he ended up. Was this the one that passed away? I can't remember. Nope. I don't believe this is the one that passed away. It might have been Reuben Davis, Wes Hopkins, Mike Gann, Mark Lee, John Forcade, Dave Meggett, All-Pro, Sterling Sharp, All-Pro, Ted Hendricks, old school Hall of Famer, Mike Wilter, Broderick Thomas, punter card, Jeff Gossett, our rookies, Harold Green, Richmond Webb, Don Griffin, and Michael Ball again. I think you picked the anti-Lion side because I haven't seen any Lions so far for you. Kevin Mack, Leonard Marshall. We still haven't seen Jeff George, so hopefully he's hiding in here somewhere. Bruce Colley, Andre Tippett, James Thornton, Randy Grimes, Art Monk, Rocket Man card, Munoz again, Jerry Rice, Rocket Man, Troy Benson, John Grimsley, Winston Moss, rookie cards, Keith Sims, Bern Brostek, Larry Kelm, and Reggie Rutland. I mean, unless some of these rookies ended up being on the Lions. I don't see any so far. Mike Saxon, Jeff Bryant, Seahawks, Nick Lowry, Naz Worthen, EJ Jr., another Hardy Nickerson here, Bruce Matthews, All-Pro, Largent, record breaker, Super Bowl 25 card. Get all the past Super Bowl champions and the scores with the MVPs on it. Joe Wolf. Oh, you got the Bill Romanowski. Reggie Rembert, Aaron Wallace, Doug Flutie card. Look at this. Doug Flutie card for you. This is second go around. I think he spent a couple years with the Bears after their championship run. Jim Burt and Sean Jones. Yeah, the Bears were pretty, like the whole NFL was mean to him, but the Bears were pretty bad to him when he was there. Like, it's not his fault. Like Kyler Murray, it's not their fault. They were born short. If you can play, you can play. That's always been my theory on anything. Irving Fryer, Roy Green, Ernest Byer. There's so many guys that are right. Doug Flutie, Ernest Biner. There's so many guys that are prototypes and just end up being horrible. Mike Wise, David Fulcher, Mark Carrier, Andre Reed, Rocket Man, Rutgers, Tony Woods, Ronaldo Turnbull. He was okay for a few years. Fred Washington, Cleveland Gary. He was supposed to be something, and he was okay for a year or two. Scott Fullage and Ed Reynolds. 3 more packs for your top right here. For C. Rogers, looking for good old Jeff George. We found Romanowski. A Barry Sanders would be nice for you too. Tom Thayer, Scott Studwell, Don Warren, current head coach Ron Rivera, Mike Quick, Al Baker, Tom Landry, the man in the hat. Tom Landry Hall of Fame card. That's very nice. Mecklenburg again. Tony Woods, Winston Moss. Rookie cards, Andre Collins, Dennis Brown, Greg McMurtry, Dan Fike, Tony Eason, and Don Griffin. All right. Let's go. Come on. Jeff George. And Barry Sanders. That's who we want. Webster Slaughter. David Galloway. Jarvis Williams. Danny Copeland. So, Dak Prescott turns down $30 million a year. I think they're just going to settle on 34. I think really they're going to find out how he does this year. Willie Anderson, and go from there. Cousins and your guy Stafford kind of ruined it for the rest of the league here, as they had not won a playoff game yet and ended up being like the highest paid players or close to it. So now I can see Dak's point. Like, these guys are making this much. I've won a playoff game. I should be paid a little more. Like, he's won a playoff game. These other guys haven't. Cousins got what, 80 million or 40 million for 3 years or whatever he got, and he's never won a playoff game. So why shouldn't Dak make more? He's actually won a playoff game for somebody. Rufus Porter, I get Dak's point of view, but like, I wouldn't pay him that much. Lewis Tillman, Ken Sims, Tyrone Braxton, LT. You got an LT Crunch Crew card. Very nice. See what the back of that. Oh, and a Derek Thomas Crunch Crew. LT, man. Game was not the same after he came in the league. Gary Zimmerman, Norm Johnson, Keith Willis, Greg Cragen, Tim Ryan. I mean, Dak's just good enough where he'll get you to the playoffs, but like, a lot of things have to happen for him to win. He's not that accurate where he can consistently put the ball in a tight spot. All right, so that is the top right for C. Rogers. Just going to put that away real quick. And those guys that are that accurate are hard to find, and that's why they make so much. But these guys that are just good enough to get you to the playoffs, like every third year or every other year, where they keep like Dalton. Dalton's a prime example. Like every year, they are on the verge of making the playoffs. So you want to keep him around because you think he's going to get better or get you over that hump, and you end up paying him an exorbitant amount of money, thinking that it's going to get better, and it just never does. All right, top left, C. Rogers. I know. I will tell you, Landry Jones was looking pretty darn good. I know he's playing with the 2s and the 3s, but I sent my Giants fan friend a message that had Judge Judy looking at her watch and tapping on it, saying, "This is what Jones is saying to Eli." Like, it's not going to be very long before Jones is taking over that team. Kevin Mack. I know the Redskins were taking a really hard look at him. I believe that's why the Giants went after him so early. Leonard Marshall, Bruce Culley, Mike Gann. That back corner throw, though, that he threw, I got to see that one part of the game, and that throw was awesome. It was put in the right spot. Buck Buchanan, another 25th Super Bowl card, Pro Cop. Yeah, that back corner pass was right on the money. He put it in one spot where just his receiver could get it. Darion Connor and Jesse Anderson. Oh, there's the man. Scott Mitchell rookie card. Are you happy about this one? Scott Mitchell rookie card. Ended up playing his career with the Detroit Lions. Maurice Hurst. Bob Golick. Did I tell you I got to meet Bob Golick one time? Him and his brother came into the bowling center where I grew up in, and ended up getting their autographs. They were really cool guys. Dan Saliamua, huge guy, Dan. Yeah, Bob and his brother, man, those guys were cool. I got to meet Tito Santana and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. They went into the bowling center as well when I was growing up. Ate at because it was right next to the airport. Michael Walter, Mark Logan, Hallstrom, Mike Pryor, another Ron Rivera for you. Dean Biasucci, Franco Harris. He was to me, but I was like 10 years old, so I don't know if he was just cool to kids or yeah. But Bob Golick was cool. Yeah, the bowling center was right next to the LAX airport. James Williams, Blair Thomas, and Tony Eason. So Tito Santana, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. There was one other, I forget who it was, and they signed like our junior league sheet. Went in there and said hi to them, talked to them for a little bit. Very cool guys, very awesome. Took time out of their breakfast meal to chat with me. Never forget that. Eddie Brown. Yeah, Tito Santana. Yep, Tito Santana. Big fan of his after that. I knew Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, but I really didn't know Tito at the time. Pepper Johnson, is all about Hulk Hogan and all those guys. But Biasucci again, Perry Williams, Ted Hendricks. But yeah, they were awesome. Bob Greasy sporting the glasses while he's quarterbacking. That's tough right there. Ricky Natil, William Howard, Mike Fox, Ricky Prohl rookie card. Look at this, a Ricky Prohl rookie card. His career would be a lot different without the word Tom Brady being around. Tom Brady was losing the Super Bowl twice because of Ricky Prohl, and then they ended up coming back and winning. I think I've said this before. Ricky Prohl would be remembered a lot different had it not been for Tom Brady. We'd probably have statues of Ricky Prohl all over the place. Strike Force. Rick Martel was awesome also. Scott Fullage, Ed Reynolds. I was always a Rockers fan. even before what's his name, Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels went solo. Used to love watching the Rockers and that double top turnbuckle elbow drop they would do. John L. Williams, Irving Fryer, Anthony Carter, Hardy Nickerson, Mike Rozier, Robert Lyles. All Pro, we got a new one, Chris Dolman. He was pretty good. Keith Jackson, tight end. Jack Lambert, Hall of Famer. Yes, he was. Very awesome steel curtain defender. Henry Thomas, Tony Jordan. Rookies, Alexander Wright, James Williams, O.J. Anderson, Fike, and Al Harris. All right, sorry, my voice is going. Gonna take a little sip here. Five more packs for the top left. Oh, tapped it again. All right. Raven Caldwell, Chris Moore, Jeff Bryant, Darren Camus, Freeman McNeil, Braxton again, the Lombardi card again, Carrier, Chet Brooks, Mervin Fernandez, Swervin' Mervin, man. He was the most, I would say, underrated wide receiver. Dexter Carter, it might just be because I watched him play all the time, but Mike Jones, Eric Green, Matt Barr. Matt Barr was in Tecmo Bowl for the Giants, I believe. Was it the Giants? Maury Buford and Tracy Rocker. Four packs to go in our 1990 score, Series 2. Still haven't found Jeff George. We found a bunch of others, just not Jeff George. Al Toon. This guy, man, went over the middle so much. And he was probably the main reason we have all this CTE stuff with the NFL nowadays, because he was just a wreck at the end of his career. J.T. Smith, Pierce Holt, Sammy Martin, Chris Martin, Lionel Washington, All Pro, Jay Hilgenberg. Oh, you got the Bo Jackson record breaker. Very nice. Dean Steinkohler, Keith DeLong, Blair Thomas, Anthony Thompson, Harold Green, Mike Webster, another Don Mosbar, and Cleveland Gary. Definitely starting to see some cards over and over again. We got 3 packs left for you, C. Rogers. All right, so we got Farrell Edmonds, Mark Rippon, year before his great run with the Redskins and their championship win. Paul Gruber, Lee Williams, Bruce Reimers, Bob Greasy, Hall of Famer again, Mark Carrier. Browns played today. They looked good the week before. Mike Jones, Keith Sims, Casillas, Jonathan Hayes, Haywood again, and Maurice Hurst. 2 packs left. Yeah, getting down to it. We'll be visiting Game Time Sports Cards and Collectibles here this week. We're doing a couple pack openings from the actual shop. And that's what we have going on with them. David Galloway, they even mentioned possibly us doing a box break for them. Wes Hopkins, Lionel Washington, Carl Zander, getting a couple cards we haven't seen before, so hopefully Jeff George will be one. Herschel Walker, ground force. Crunch Crew, Mike Singletary, Art Monk, David Wyman. Reminds me of Captain Crunch or Andre Waters. Yeah, that Redskins team, man, they put up a lot of points. They went deep a lot. Rippon was on point that year. Carwell Gardner, Michael Carter, Mel Owens, and you got a Fridge card, Fridge Perry, William Perry. And Joe Gibbs, man, 3 Super Bowls in what, like 5 or 6 years, something like that. Ernest Gibbons. Urban Randall. Kevin Fagan. Yeah, he hasn't said what box or even if it's for sure, but he mentioned it and I told him that would be awesome. So we'll see what happens when we go in there on, I believe we're going there Tuesday or Wednesday. I got like 4 days off in a row. Oh, you got it. Jeff George. Look at that. Last pack magic, baby. Jeff George. Don't know if it's worth a whole heck of a lot, but it is the best card in Series 2. Jeff George, rookie card. Let's see what the back of this looks like. Do you want me to sleeve it up for you? I'll sleeve it up for you. This is the one we said we were looking for, so I'm going to sleeve that bad boy up. My sleeves disappeared on me the last couple days, but I made sure I had one for this. One Jeff George in the whole box, and it was the last pack we opened. All right, what do we have left? We have a few cards left. Jesse Anderson, Kerry Conklin, Bob Golick again, Sally Amua, and Bucky Scribner. All right, that does it for Score 1990 Series 2. We did find the one card that Cardboard Connection says is actually worth looking for in this set. Jeff George. Rookie card. And then we got a couple Percy Snows for you, and I'll throw in that Barry. You can have the Barry as well. We did pull that one Barry. Yeah, I got 4 days off in a row, so we're going to do some live streams. If you can join our guild for Injustice 2, anybody will be welcome. I don't remember the questions I put on the app, so if I have to revise that, just let me know. You can always email us at abqscandc@gmail.com. And tomorrow is our World League break. Can't wait for that. And next week is basketball. C. Rogers, thank you, brother. I'll get these out to you pretty soon. And we look forward to seeing you guys again. Have a great night. Stay safe. And hopefully the Chiefs and the Steelers have started playing so everybody can watch that. It seems like it's still on a weather delay, though. My wife is sadly shaking her head. All right. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again. Thank you for watching. Let's see if I can end this without. And nope, that's the feedback button. I'm being silly here. There we go. All right, we're going to get there eventually. I'm doing this upside down. I went and looked at webcams today, but so far we haven't gotten one yet. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.